Hi guys, I'm Charlie and I'm joined today by Alison, a customer support manager at Education Quizzes. Now we want to help you as parents with all the information you need when sending your children to school, and therefore today we're looking at some of the different types of schools that are out there. So Alison, I'm sure you know a lot about them, so tell us, what are some of the different types of school?
There are a bewildering amount, but they all fall into one of three main groups: private, state and academies.
So how do these different types of schools differ? Let's start with state schools.
Well, state-funded schools are also called maintained schools. They are fully funded by the government and run by local authorities.
Okay, so are all maintained schools the same?
No, there are a few different types, like community schools or foundation schools, for example, but they all teach the national curriculum.
And can maintained schools select their pupils?
Not on the basis of academic ability, no, or at least most of them can't. But there are a few state-funded grammar schools, but not many.
Okay, well that's state schools. What about private schools then?
Private schools are also known as independent schools. They differ from state schools in they receive no funding from the government.
Oh, okay, so where do they get their funding from?
Parents. Independent schools charge fees for the parents of those that attend, and some of them are also registered charities.
And how much does it cost to send a child to an independent school?
It varies a lot. Some may charge as little as £3,000 per year, while others can cost in excess of £30,000.
Apart from how they're funded, are there any differences in the way maintained and independent schools run?
Firstly, independent schools can set their own curriculums. They also tend to specialise in one area.
Such as?
Well, some may focus on academic success or on discipline, whereas others might be more technologically minded or less formal.
Okay, I see. Would you say private schools are better than state schools?
In many ways, yes. Class sizes tend to be smaller, so children receive more one-to-one tuition. They also get better exam results on the whole.
Okay, so that's independent and maintained schools. How about the third type? Let's look at academies.
Well, they're sort of halfway between independent and maintained schools.
So how are they funded?
They receive their funding from the government, just like maintained schools, but they're not run by local authorities. They govern themselves.
Does that mean they can set their own curriculum?
Yes, but not just that. They often specialise in one particular subject area and have complete control of their budgets, so they can hire and fire staff as they see fit.
Why would academies specialise?
Well, most academies have sponsors. They are often businesses or academic institutions. Their expertise can support the schools in their chosen specialities.
And what sort of thing do academies specialise in?
Well, it varies from school to school. Some may specialise in art and design, others in business or technology, but most supply an all-round education.
Okay, and apart from having different specialities, do academies differ in any other way?
There are essentially two types of academy: traditional and converter.
And the difference?
Traditional academies were formed during the first wave of the academy programme in the early 2000s.
Okay, and converter academies?
These are former maintained schools that have voluntarily converted to academy status to get the benefits of controlling their own budgets.
Ah, okay, right. So can academies select their pupils?
No. Just like maintained schools, academies cannot select on the basis of academic ability.
Okay, well you said earlier that there's different types of schools within the three main categories. Can you expand on that?
Yes, of course. There are faith schools, studio schools, community schools and many, many more. But all of these are either maintained, academy or independent.
And how can we find out more about these?
We have an article on the Education Quizzes website which goes into much more depth about each type of school. I can recommend it to any parent.
Okay, lovely. Well, thank you very much, Alison. Well, there you go, guys. We've given you lots of information about the different types of schools, whether they're independent, maintained or academies, and we've told you how they're funded and how they're managed. We hope that's enough information for when you send your children to school. Until next time, goodbye.